It's such an important discussion that needs to be had. It's how do we actually strengthen what is correct about our views, fix what is wrong about our views, and how do we have those conversations with people, right? And I think what's really interesting today is I think we're having some sort of resurgence of intellectual thought in our society, especially within America, just because of the political system that it is, right? And so what you have is, you've got people, arguing for the school of feminism, you might say, and then the school of individualism, and then the school of determinism. You've got Sam Harris there, and then you've got, resurgence of Stoicism coming back, the ancient ideas, and the schools of modern Christianity, or whatever it is. Like there's so many different schools, you might say, moving around with very avid supporters and avid debaters, and I think it's, instead of this being like a negative thing, I think it's like a really exciting time to be alive, where we have the opportunity to engage in some of the coolest debates that have ever been had in history, right? Around some of the most important topics that we've ever dealt with. Like, for example, people debating artificial intelligence now. One of the greatest threats and also opportunities, right? It's like, you've got really smart people on one side saying this is going to kill us. You've got some really smart people on the other side saying this is going to liberate us. Man, we're dealing with some of the greatest discussions of all time here. And I think it's really great that that people are moving in the direction of having these civil discourses, is what I believe.
Well, that is the puzzle, though.
That's it.
Namely that we've got all these resources.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, for as positive a story as we can tell a very negative story too.
Yeah.
And so we can point to politics. We can point to the way that a good deal of online discussions go, and again, we can choose our representative samples. But think of how badly so many online discussions have gone. And even when some sides have shown up with the objective of trying to be exemplary and be a fair player, that I think that there's another kind of there's a sort of a strange paradox where, on the one hand, this could be seen as a kind of a unique time where we've got this incredible opportunities and incredible resources and things like that to really deepen ourselves and to deepen our connection with others, but yet the amount of alienation, the amount of intellectual, we might even call it intellectual hubris, that kind of shows up with it, is pretty astounding. And we might even say, like, how little understanding there is. Well, we could kind of put it this way. There's this sort of phenomenon, you might call it Google knowledge, right? Where it's like you can type it up and then you know something.
If Google says it's right, what?
And it's just these sort of weird little pieces of knowledge out there. And so how much Google knowledge we've got, but how little understanding we have.
Yeah.